we're working on a steak sauce. We're developing a steak sauce for people. We're going to launch that in a few months. We're trying to steal a steak sauce recipe from a restaurant. I really want to. The way I've always wanted to have a sauce, a steak sauce, and I want it. I'm not going to take it from a place, but I do. Like, I've gone to restaurants where I go, "This is a good steak sauce." Do you know what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
Like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Are you selling your steak sauce? No. So then why am I not?
You're inspired. Yeah.
I'm inspired by it. I'm inspired by it. And it's going to be very good. We're developing it. We're working with a chef. We're trying to develop a steak sauce and then sell it and bring it to market so that we can, we don't have to like worry about these other companies telling us what to do and say. Freedom of speech. That's right. Steak sauce, freedom of speech. I just like to say things that will make the people that hate me so much more. And by connecting steak sauce to freedom of speech, which, is absurd, the people whose job it is to hate me all day, which is, by the way, good gig, people just don't like you. There are people that it's like the QAnon thing. It's the same with comedians. It's like everybody starts off going like, I'm going to be a comedian. And then the QAnon people are like, we're going to save the kids and Trump's going to be the king. And then none of that happens. And then everyone's angry at me. People started out trying to be comedians, can't scratch two nickels together, can't get a following, have no audience, and it's my fault. How is it my fault? They've been doing this longer than I have, but years and years. And somehow it's I've done it to you? What? Or other people, other successful podcasters or people we're the problem? We're the issue? And they all cloak themselves in politics and they're like, I could never stoop to the level that you've stooped to, the people you've spoken to. Okay, congratulations. I hope, has that gotten you anywhere? Has your refusal to talk to anyone gotten you anywhere? Still no? So you've refused to speak to anyone and you haven't stooped and still nothing. I'd start stooping. I'd stoop as low as humanly possible, you roach. It's just there's a lot of people in this business, right? So I understand the QAnon thing. I understand when everything you believe doesn't work out. And it doesn't work out because you were stupid to have believed it in the first place. That's why it doesn't work, dummies. And then you can't get that angry at yourself because what happens? You go to the holidays and you go like this with the gun in your mouth, Mommy, You can't get that mad at yourself. So you have to dole out your hatred in little bits. And it's got to be, I'm a problem, and it's Rogan, or it's this guy, or that guy, and I hate them all. First of all, you broke bitches. If anyone had asked you to sit next to Alex Jones, you would have sat next to Alex Jones all of you would have in a minute, by the way. Why? Because no one is asking you to do anything with anybody. So stop getting angry at me. This isn't even a specific person. It's just there's people out there. It's just I just don't understand, like, how embarrassing is it? You're living in the heyday of leftist, not really leftist, but more liberal non-comedy. You're living in that heyday. If you couldn't make a buck sucking now, you'll never make a buck. You didn't even have to be funny. You just had to go fucking show up at Stephen Colbert's office and fucking, I don't even know, claim to be an Eskimo on your mother's side and write 9 horrible monologue jokes and you got $3,500 a week. If you didn't make a living sucking, because I know you hate podcasts, you hate all of us because we make a living like being funny with our fans. It's cool. It's fun for the most part. Some of it's not. But if you couldn't get a writing gig, and then all these woke people, you know what they all say to you? They all tweet about how horrible podcasting is. It's right-wing fascism. And then you know what happens when you go, hey, man, you got a writing job? They go, no, I'm white. I'm a white guy. Can't get a writing job. What? You sound like the right-wing guy. I'm not complaining about not writing on, Boko Haram's new show or whoever they're giving a show to on fucking Cartoon Network. I don't give a shit. The funniest new comedian, Boko Haram, or like whoever. I mean, no one cares. No one cares. Or whatever terrorist group sounds eerily like the name of a comedian. I'm a fan. I'm not mad that I didn't get the Netflix special they gave to Ansar al-Islam. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me. I like Ansar al-Islam. Some of the bits are good. You go, that's good. But it's just so funny. All these people, then they turn around and they say, well, I'm white. I can't get in the writer's room. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, but yet all you do, how's the nonstop capitulating and the self-flagellation and disgracing yourself and throwing yourself at the altar of those that would seek to impoverish and destroy you? How's that working? How has it worked? How has it worked? Doing nothing but throwing yourself at the altar of the same people that want you to be homeless and being like, they're so good. They're so funny. You're so good. Has everyone seen this new show? It's so good. Grow up. You're too old, all of you. You're too old. You're old. You're elderly. Your credits are like network television show. You people are trotting out like the Drew Carey show. I mean, it's a horror. What were you people on? Empty Nest? Enough. VH1 chat shows? I mean, it's a horror here. It's crazy. Let it go. Go to a farm. Go away. Christ almighty with these people. You can't make $1 in comedy now? You don't even have to be good. If you're a woman and you don't own 4 houses as a comedian right now, kill yourself! You dumb cunt. You should own 9 houses. If you are a minority and haven't gotten a set on Conan, hang it up. Hang it up. Okay? And if you're a funny white guy and you can't scratch together a couple thou on a Patreon to pay the rent, you ain't a funny white guy. Clean it up. Get it out. Enough with the whining. If you are a funny white guy that's being ignored by the business and you can't scratch up a couple of G's on Patreon, you can't scratch up a few friends, then it's time to put the horns on and go to the Capitol because you're living in a gold rush of shit. Everything they make is shit. So now you can do something good. Shane Gillis is doing it. Nick Mullen's doing it. I'm doing it. Other people are doing it. Do it. Ryan Long makes sketches. He's doing it. Andrew Schultz is doing it. There are people doing it. Just shut up and do it. Who cares? Or don't. Or do it for your people. Do it for your fans. That whatever they want. I remember when I got to LA, people were like, yeah, you got in with the Rogan crew, but I'm not really in with those guys because I'm not an Ultimate Fighter. Where do you think I met Joe? At a fighting gym? You dummies? I'm a fat faggot. You just suck. You're not good. Who told you you were good? Sue them. Sue them. The people that told you you were good at this, sue them. You should be knocking on their door going, what the fuck? You told me I was good. Well, you were good a little. I don't know what happened. They're like, yeah, I'm not into MMA, so I'm not in with those guys. I've never said anything to Joe Rogan about MMA ever. Ever. We've never had one cover. I said, what do you think's going to happen with the Jake Paul fight? And I asked him once if one of the hulking lesbians at the frozen yogurt shop was Amanda Nunes. He said no. that was it. I have no interest. I don't give a shit. So whining all the time. Everybody sucks. I'm too good at my job to make money. Mullen had that great point where he's like, the people are like too funny to be funny. They're too good at their job to make money. What? This is, if you're like in the industry, it's like, this is like the golden era of sucking at comedy. If you can't make money now, God forbid it goes back to a point when like the minimum amount of talent's required. Then you're really fucked. All you have to do right now is kind of show up, look decent, talk about how much Kamala Harris has made you feel energized about the future of the country. I mean, Stephen Colbert, Kimmel, they're all crying. They're all crying. You'll never leave this pandemic. None of those people will ever be respected ever again. None of them. They've all destroyed their legacies. Destroyed, and they were very funny. They've destroyed their legacies by being mouthpieces of a political and getting out and crying and being unfunny and being absurd. They're forever not funny anymore. You will never see them. I don't care what they do. Maybe they donate a lot of money to breast cancer. Good for them. But they will never be funny ever again. Ever again. SNL will never be funny again. Unless they reverse course, hire Nick Mullen, Shane Gillis, me, and Candace Owens. And unless they do that, and I don't see that happening, but if they don't do that, they're fucked forever. Sorry. If you don't let Candace Owens host and have me, Shane, and Nick, then it's not going to be funny. And hire the leftist, Red Scare and the Period or whatever these, My Period and Karl Marx or whoever these fucking, sardonic cunts are that are pretty funny actually. Bring them in too. Who cares? But if it's just the same fucking Northeastern liberal arts school cunts that are like, being fat is shut up. Like, it's over. It is over. This pandemic killed those shows. It's killed SNL. It's killed all that, but it's opened the space up for other people to do shit. So just stop fucking whining. Stop fucking whining. I have so much more respect for that bitch that got maced at the Capitol than I do these dumb people that just sit there and fucking whine. Just do something. Just do something. I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it is to me or anything. I don't care what the fuck you do. That's why I don't rat on people. I don't know what people are going through. I don't rat. I don't call people up and say, hey, you should be in trouble for storming the Capitol. I don't know why those motherfuckers stormed the Capitol. They thought there were kids inside. I mean, I don't know. They had to find out there weren't the old-fashioned way, okay? And the Black Lives Matter people are burning down bodegas, and I don't really love that, but I've had some real attitude from some of the Koreans in the bodega. Real attitude, and I'm not even black. They get it a lot worse. So I don't really get involved. You see, I don't rat people out. I don't get involved. Stop getting involved. Cut your friend group in don't cut it in half. Cut it in nothing. Strip it up. Get them all out of your life. Go down to Vegas. They're happy to have you. The whores are happy to have you. The restaurants are happy to have you. They're happy if you park your car. You can just go to Vegas, play a few hands, lose. Then go back up to the hotel room, order the chocolate cake. We almost vomited. It was horrible. It was like the display cake they gave us. It was very bad. But it's enough with the, who cares? And I know that is not applicable to many people. It's just my own Twitter timeline. But this is my own show, and I whine about the shit that I whine about. So it's my own timeline of people that it's just exhausting. And they're getting old. These are people in their 40s and 50s that are old and they're complaining. And it's like, guys, it's not cute anymore. It's not cute. No one believes everyone that's leapfrogged you in this is a Nazi. How fucking lucky for you, huh? How coincidental. Imagine they're like telling their children, which they won't have, they're like, well, I was on a great path in comedy, but then comedy was taken over by Nazis. And the kid would be like, well, what do you mean? Actually, it seems like mainstream comedy is just full of people that believed all the things you believed. Well, so what did you do? Did you spend all day smoking weed and drinking? You don't understand. I was dealing with my mental health, and I had anxiety and depression. I was manic depressive. I had multiple personalities, and none of them were funny. None of them. So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying that we're developing a steak sauce. It's going to be very good. It'll be the greatest sauce that has ever touched a steak, and we're doing all we can here. We're meeting with chefs and food developers, and I want to get into the food business. I really want to own it. I just want to open a restaurant and be done with this. I hope the time horizon for that is 10 years, 5 to 10 years. I just want to own a restaurant and then blow my brains out on opening night in front of everyone. Once everybody's there and everything's nice and everyone goes, this is really good, I just get in the middle of the room like Bud Dwyer and go, good night. Just to see like blood all over Ben and his wife's face as they sit. They'll have made enough money then so they won't care, and they just sit there eating unaffected. Yeah. Having their basic bitch conversations about nonsense. About God only knows what they talk about. When I'm dead, they can't talk about killing me. Talk about the length of grass on someone's lawn. You know?